Hey, how you doing? What's happening with all of this? Is it working? It is working. Excellent. Yeah, I need it first, huh? And is chat echoing? Yes, it is. Sweet. All right. Probably don't have long tonight, but let's see what we can get done. So what have we got working? We can finish levels. Enemies sheep spawn. Make a terrible noise, but never mind. And if we collide with them, we die. And then the game freezes and we can't do anything else. Whereas if we win, damn it, I'm not supposed to lose. I suck. Oh, that's right, the sheep make a noise when they fall off. I forgot that. It's actually harder than it needs to be on level 1, but never mind. Okay, so if it finishes, then we get a sound and we get a state change, but we don't get to continue. So the thing the game itself does is it animates all the tiles when you finish a level. Oh. Basically just flashing them back and forth. I'm not sure if it flashes between the colors that you use to complete the level. So in this case that would be blue and yellow. No, it uses green, it uses a bunch of them. Unless, did it start green? No. So what does this one flash when it finishes? Okay, so it looks like maybe three color changes. Alright, we can work with that. So I think, what do we want to do first? Ideally, maybe if we do we need a state between playing and I think the win state or the level complete state. Level complete state needs to run an animation and then transition to a next level state. Actually, I think we already have a next level state. Yeah, we do. And it really doesn't do anything except set the menu state. So we could do some animation in here. It does some tearing down of existing resources. Yeah. How could we do this? That's actually under map. So if we look at map mod, we've got on enter game state next level teardown. But there's probably no reason. We'd probably want to do it like after next level when animation, or just animation, tile animation. When animation. Oh, we got ads. Can you do that, or do you have to specify? Well, first of all, when animation doesn't exist. Let's make that a reality. Pub function when animation. We're going to need, are we going to need commands? We're certainly going to need the tiles. So what's it called? Base level. Actually, mute base level. Base layer, rather. Is a query which requires, what do we need in order to change a tile? We're going to need tile storage. We're going to need transform tilemap type, tilemap grid size, tile storage. Honestly, I think just tile storage. Unless we want to just... Because then we go through tile storage, right? And just get all the tile texture indices, however you say it. Yeah, it's like this one. If storage is base layer gets single, yeah, something like this one, except obviously with a different purpose. So we're going to need tile storage, and we're going to need a texture query. Let's just make this like that, and then with base layer. Expected semicolon. Did you now? And then we want do we want what that tile texture is query tile texture index. Okay, so we get the entities out of the tile storage and then we query against tile texture index. All right, so does it need to be mutable? No. Oh, actually it probably does, because unlike this one, we're going to need to change it. So tile textures is query and mute tile texture index. Now, where am I going wrong here? Found keyword function. Oh, right. That's supposed to be a pub. Cannot find type base layer. Oh, we just need use bivy ECS tilemap, prelude, everything. Okay. And then if let OK, storage, we don't need the win condition. Base layer get single for E in storage iter, so every entity. If let OK, T is tile textures get E. And then we change it. So hang on, we're going to need to run this against a timer, but just initially, I'll probably just change it every tick or something stupid like that to make it flash back and forth. See how fast that looks. If it's fast enough, we'll just keep it that way. Yeah. Okay. So if we found the tile texture, then T equals. Now we're going to need to flash it back and forth. So how are we going to manage that? Maybe if we just change it once to prove that we've got the right concept. So T is going to equal tile texture index. And what are we currently using? I want to say we're changing it from 0 to 1, so maybe we go 2. It might need to be, yeah. No? Okay, maybe that's not what I thought it was. Yeah, okay, we don't need to mutate the base layer, that's okay. Oh, yeah. This has got to be a get mute, right? Okay. Expected that and found a reference. Sure. How's that? There we go. All right, so in theory, if we run this, if we run it once on the win, it should change all the tile colors. So let's see if that much is correct. This, right? No. This. Run if. Run once. Can't do it. It's not a system set. All right. Well, let's just see what happens. The worst that happens is it'll just run it over and over again. Of course, I've got to win the game every time, which is a slight pain in the ass, but never mind. I don't know what the fastest way to win a game of kiwibert is. Oh, of course. It transitions us away from the screen so we never see it. God damn it. All right. That's all right. We need to learn these things. So now we need to not... run that first one at all, the teardown. Let's try that. Damn it. This is harder than I thought. Which way are you going? No! Go away! Ah, it does work. Okay, good. So we can flash that back and forth. It looks disgusting because it's a terrible color, but never mind. So how many textures do we actually have? What do we got? Tiles. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's index 2, index 3. So really all we need to do is cycle between 0, say 0, 1, and 2. We could cycle between all of them, then we wouldn't need to care. How are we going to store what tile texture index to use? Do we need a resource? Maybe. With just a texture index in it. Yeah, let's just work on that. Maybe derive resource debug pub struct. What do we call it? Not current texture index, but level animation texture index, which is a bit clumsy, but never mind. And we'll store a U32 in it. And then we need to initialize resources. So that probably needs to happen in here. I think it happens with a default, if I'm not mistaken. So add plugins, yes. Add plugins, yes. On enter game state playing init, and I think we get init resource, and then a type which is, oh, what do you call it? Level animation texture index default. Apparently that's wrong. Field expressions cannot have generic arguments. I thought that was how we did it. Is it like this? No? Bivy docs init resource. World insert resource. I'm sure there's a way to do this. Yeah. App init resource. Oh, I see. So I had that bit right. Just maybe not this bit. And what's the problem now? I can't do that from worlds. What do resources need to have in order to work? Oh, what am I missing? None of that is helpful. What am I missing? Derive resource. Oh, maybe I needed to make it more of a struct. Like, instead of this, it needs to be... Hey, Fuzzy, how you doing? Instead of this, it needs to be index U32. Something like that. Consider annotating with default. Oh yeah, fair enough. Field index is never read. And that seems to have cured that problem. Okay. So now hopefully the default should be 0. I don't see why it wouldn't be. So now we always need to get the resource. And that needs to be public. And then we go animation index is res mute level animation texture index. Kind of winging it here, but I think this is right. Animation index index. Yeah. And then we need to increment the index. So animation, oh no, only after we've looped. Index. Actually, can you, I need to increment to a max of 4. And then cycle back, basically. It's almost a chord, I think. I think you're right. Need to figure out a way to play them all at once. What am I gonna... For now, I could just use constants. So let... no, not let. Const... animation index min equals 0, and that needs to be a U32. Max is going to be 3. And then we want if animation index is less than animation index max, plus, no, it doesn't exist in plus equals 1, else animation index equals 0. So in actual fact, we don't need this. Go away with the virtual text, please. Okay, can't borrow is mutable. Why not? Oh, right. There we go. Maybe if I circumvent the UI and send the commands via whatever protocol it uses, maybe I could play them together. Well, you just need more than one user, right? Because it just uses Twitch's redeems, so you just need a couple of different users in chat and then sending them commands in a timed manner. I'm sure you could get close. Okay, so in theory, that should cycle through once every tick. except that we don't want... Yeah, that should work. Okay, see what happens. It'll probably be some kind of blinding effect, so be warned. I have no idea whether it'll melt my CPU. Don't know why it gets bigger when I move it. I'm confused about that. Nope. It just, this is great. Yeah, it's getting there. It's getting there. It's a little rough around the edges. But yeah, it only changed, I think it only went through the cycle once and then stopped, basically. I wonder if, if tile textures get mute a tile texture animation index, yeah, so we change it, is less than animation index max, then plus equal 1, else 0. But then shouldn't it just cycle around on the next tick? Maybe if we... oh, wait. I wonder if it's not updating even though we've changed the texture index. Maybe there's something else we need to do to redraw it. I think there might be in ECS tile map. Maybe I'll just get some output happening. Info texture index. Animation index. Index. I hate that double naming. No, stop that. Yeah, it only... Really? Only up at once? Maybe it didn't start at 0. I've reversed a sign, haven't I? No? If it's less than max, which it is, increment it. Are we just only running this one? Oh, I'm an idiot. Okay. We need to run this on update. I'm not an idiot, but you know. I need to stop saying that. Next level, win animation, run if in state, game state, next level. There we go. That should work better. Now I've got to win the game again. Gonna get really good at kiwibert. At least it doesn't cost you 20 cents every time you want to play. Hey, there it goes. Oh, that's quite the effect. But at least it works. Okay, so it's clearly cycling 0 through 3. It's much too fast. So we need a timer. Yeah, we need a timer. Let's grab one from player. I always forget how to write them. I'd love to be able to remember that. Let's go with level animation timer. And how are we going to init that? Doesn't cost 20 cents yet. Yeah, but you remember, we used to have to put the little 20-cent coin on the, well, I remember, on the screen to get next game, In the arcade. Oh, those were the days. Okay, so how do we init the timer when we don't really have an init function? Maybe we need one. Maybe we need a whole next level plugin. Feels superfluous somehow. I guess we just initialize it in the map init function. I remember that with pool tables exactly. Arcades with swipe cards and a bit more feral by the time I got to them. Oh, I feel bad. I feel bad for you. Okay, yes, we need win condition. Yeah, we'll add level animation timer. And yes, I want to use that. Yes. And level animation timer contains a timer repeating. I'm getting this wrong, aren't I? Timer from seconds, timer mode repeating. Shouldn't be using magic numbers really, but let's get it working. What, half a second? Third of a second? Quarter of a second? Timer mode repeating. And we'll do that. All right, so we've inserted it. And now manage it in the win animation. So don't need that anymore. And we'll exit unless we have the timer, which means, we're going to get ads in a sec. Right, so animation timer, res mute level animation timer, and time is res time. If, but I also need a timer for how long the total animation is going to last. It's complicated stuff. Maybe I just count the number of times I've cycled back and forth. I don't know. If animation timer tick time delta seconds finished and then we need to reset it. Oh no, it resets it for us, right? So maybe we should use just finished. No, finished works okay, I think. What am I getting wrong here? Oh, really? What do we do in player? Where's my timer code? Tick time delta finished. And move timer was a what? Mutable reference to, oh, right, we queried it. That's right, okay. So this actually is not a resource at all. It's a query. Mute level animation timer. It's also with base layer, so actually we could just put it on here. And then our base layer query, we just have to do that. Then we want mute animation timer, like so. Ball cannot be dereferenced. Oh, okay. What is going on here? Does not need to be mutable, really? Oh, for goodness sake. What about... Oh, okay. Two things we need to do. Mute and get single mute. Finally. Oh, messy. Messy, messy, messy. All right. So that should run the animation on a timer of 0.25 seconds. I don't know if that'll be any different, but let's find out. Might need to win the game a few more times. That's better. It's actually kind of good, but maybe a bit slow. Interesting, you can see the little gaps between the tiles. Oh, has it? I'm sorry. Let me find it out. What's going on there? Don't know why. Yeah, there's a bunch of noise sitting on this. What is happening? Let's try turning it off for a sec. I don't know if this is going to be any better or not. It still looks kind of weird. The equalizer graph has got weird shit on it. Has it improved at all? Oh well, we'll carry on and we'll see what happens. I don't know what the deal is there. I don't know much about audio, to be honest. Okay, I would increase that to 0.2, I reckon. And we'll store it in a constant just to show willing. Const animation speed equals 0.2 and const animation duration equals, assuming we do want to use that timer, equals what? Maybe 3 seconds. These are going to have to be, that's going to have to be an F32, and this is going to have to be an F32, which means that this needs to have a decimal point, and we'll need another timer with a dreadful name. I never know whether to just throw a bunch of timers at it, but it feels like you need a timer for everything. Obstruct level animation end timer, I guess. Pub timer. And then we'll go back into map. And we'll add level animation end timer. Timer from seconds. Animation. What? Level. There we go. No? What the hell did I call them? Animation duration. Oh, I see. Okay, so maybe if we just mention the crate. Really doesn't want to import it, huh? So the crate is next level. It's next level. It's on another level. Crate next level. Animation duration. And then timer mode once. And then this needs to be crate next level animation speed. Oh, is it supposed to be super? No. It's mod next level, not crate next level. I don't understand. Oh, it's private. Now what? Cannot find function level animation end timer. That's because I didn't call it. Yes, I did. Level animation end timer. Did I spell it wrong? Or have I just not imported it yet? Aha. I see. All right. All right, we finally got there. It took me a minute. took me a minute. All right. Is that going to work? Oh, we need to actually use the level animation in timer. Hey, Lurker. Panda Lurker. Speaking of teamies, who can we shout out today? Yak Dog Games. I haven't watched a lot of Yak Dog Games because, correct me if I'm wrong, but they don't stream in English and I don't speak their language, but it seemed like they were doing interesting work. Everybody's on. We got Booyah's on, we got Abby's on, Clayman's on. I guess Wardrobe must have finished. Hopefully he's kipping out, getting some rest. Okay, so now we need if. Now we're going to need to query for it still. So base layer, query level animation timer, and then moot level animation end timer. Spanish, interesting. Yeah, so we've queried for it here. And we want to check for that first. So if animation end timer tick time delta finished. And here's where we want to cause a state change. So that means we need the next state. Gradually build this list of things that we need in our function. Res moot next state game state. Then we can go next state set game state. So I've got next level. It's tempting to have the code for generating a new map in game state, like on enter game state playing. So I think I'll try that. And if it's too much of an overload for game state playing, then we'll just try something else. No, we can't really, because what happens if you pause and then you resume? So you go from game state pause to game state playing and it resets everything. You don't want that. So I think we need I won the level as a state, but we also need, I need a new level as a state. So it kind of feels like I should rename this one to be level win or something like that. Game state end level. So in that case, the state we want to move to would be next level. But I need to rename this one to be end level. So we'll go move, same directory, but end level. And then we'll create a new file, same directory, next level. Okay. And change a couple of things. In map mod, we want that animation to play run if end state, game state, end level. And on the win condition, when we do win, we want to transition to end level, not next level. So we get that kind of, hey, I've finished the level. Here's the celebration. Maybe I add some points up or something. And then next level is a whole other thing. And this needs to be end level. And this one, we also need to go to game state and actually create the state. So next level, but also end level. Okay. And in next level, we'll probably end up with something like pub fn generate new map, for want of a better word, or just init. I'm happy with init for most things. And then we'll run that from map mod, wherever that is. Starting to lose track of my buffers. Check win, blah, 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 on enter game state playing. Init, and then add systems on enter game state next level init. I don't think I do import it. And actually it's not a next level anyway, it's an end level. Okay, getting somewhere. Okay, it doesn't like that because I called it and I didn't mean to call it. All right, so let's think about this. I feel like that's most of it. So if the end timer has ticked down after 3 seconds or whatever, then we set the next state to next level and we return. So this function would never run. Otherwise, we change all the tiles every 0.2 of a second. All right, let's see if that runs. Oh, it definitely doesn't. Oh yeah, we've changed all the names of those as well. Okay, cool. I should have done a find replace or something. Okay, let's try that again. All of the things that these people would have had to do in assembly language. Ah, no. Even when I know what's going to happen, I still missed it. Damn it. All right, let's try that again. I suppose it's a good sign that it's not too easy. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so it stopped after 3 seconds. Nice. Okay, good. So then we need to run that despawn function on enter on exit end level state. So in map, where's my end level? Actually, I don't really have one. Add systems on exit game state end level. End level teardown. Cool. That makes kind of sense. And then after we've torn down, that'll get rid of everything in the map. And we don't want to set state menu. We actually are fine without setting any state at all. Yeah, nice. Okay, then in next level, we basically want to recreate everything in... It's quite tempting to say we could use next level as a pre-game state playing state. That might work quite well, rather than doing all this stuff. We're also going to need to be able to respawn the player. But for now, how much of this could we just repeat? Just to see it working. How much of this are we missing? So we need use bivy, prelude, star, use bivy, ECS tile map, prelude, star. What else do we need? Pyramid size length comes from there. That also comes from the parent function, the parent module. All of these can be imported. As can that. Okay. Really? We don't use asset server? Okay. Okay, so we're essentially just respawning the same level. Let's see. Maybe if we just change the tile texture index so we know it's different. Let's make it 3. Okay. I'm willing to give that a crack. See how badly it breaks. Oh. Have to win again. I need to find the fastest route to always get this right. Go the other way. Go the other way. Go the other way. Thank you. Damn it. Okay. Ah, interesting. Okay, that's cool. It's ugly, but it's cool. All right, so we would need to respawn the player and restart the enemy spawns. Okay. Let's look into whether, first of all, let's commit that. And begin levels. And yeah, let's look into whether we can run this to kind of start. We do need somewhat of a list of tile texture indices, but I suppose we could just run the same one each and every time to begin with. It would never ever get any harder, but that's okay. So let's change that to that, and let's go back to after loading. Let's go continue to game state. Oh no, actually we want to, in game state menu, we want what happens in the play button. Should, instead of going to game state playing, we should go game state next level. Yeah. And then we need to look into what happens in player. On enter game state playing, should it be on enter game state next level? Actually, it should be on exit game state next level. Or maybe not. Maybe we should just leave it on enter game state playing. Ooh, tricky. Run off in game state playing, run off in game state falling. Yeah, okay. That's actually all right. So maybe we don't need to do anything else. We just need to transition out of... we need to transition out of game state next level and into game state playing. So at the bottom here, we just need next state set game state playing. And that means we need to import it. Oh, we got ads, which probably means I'm going to go and boil the kettle, and I'll be right back. and then we'll try that again. Okay. I have tea again. The world is good. Now, let's see if this little system of ours works. Oh, not yet, it doesn't. Why is that? Next level init doesn't look happy. Oh, because of this? Oh. Well, that'd be why. Makes a lot of sense. Huh. Okay, doesn't spawn the player, but it makes a lot of sense. Might need to fix that. By the way, what is the background for kiwibert? Oh, it's black. Okay, well, we could do that. Huh. Is it always black? Yeah, it's always black. All right. Makes sense for a New Zealand themed game, I suppose. There's a way to do that. In main, the background color, primary window, theme, no? Window theme? I'm completely making this up, so this is probably not the way to do it. I've done this before though, surely. Bivy set background color. Oh, clear color, that's right. Insert resource, clear color, color, blah, blah, blah. All right. Oh, there it is right there. Oops. Okay, cool. Now, we don't spawn the player. Why? I ran init. Oh, I bet I know why. In mod map, we shouldn't be running this init function anymore. So we should take that out and take this out. I don't know that that'll make a difference, but let's just make sure. Oh, no, everything's bad. Can't find a init in module map. Yes, you're right. Because I got rid of it. Yeah, it looks better black. Still no player. All right. Oh, well, I got sheep. Okay. So essentially, The sheep have taken over, and the game is now just to watch the sheep fall off the map. Cool. I don't suppose I'm just invisible. No, I'm definitely not there. Okay. So we're not spawning the player. Good to know. So let's look in player and see why that might be. Oh, it was right there. On enter game state next level. All right. Okay. So now this should be playing. Must have just not saved it or something. Hooray. Okay, let's see if we can get to a new level and play the level. Ah, no. Damn it. Wouldn't be a game if you didn't sometimes lose. Hey! Oh, the sheep haven't come back. Damn. So what happens when I finish? Does everything else work? Yep. The sheep just never return. Okay, so let's look at sheep. And they init on enter game state playing. Sheep spawn runs if in state game state playing. And so does the move. So why... Why does it only run the once? Interesting. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. On enter game state playing and then run on update game state playing. Do they not despawn? They're attached to on level. So is their timer. Why wouldn't they come back? Oh, it might be the timers. Maybe they never get past this. I might have to reset all the timers or else despawn all the timers. Surely they would already be despawned by the fact that they were in this. Unless we're using the wrong animation timer. Maybe I should name them like sheep animation timer. Because they're not in a bundle. But I don't think that matters. But yeah, I'm just wondering if it never gets there because it might be this just finished too. Let's check that real quick again, just to make sure that doesn't make a difference. Okay. And we're back. And we have no sheep. Okay. So something's missing. Is it with init? What does init actually do? It sets the sheep spawn timer. But I bet that hasn't actually been despawned. So I wonder if we should be doing this. To ensure that it gets despawned at some point. Or insert on level. I know, let's check that. I definitely should have made the initial level smaller. Just for testing logic. Hey, there we go. So that was the problem. It just, the timer wasn't ever getting despawned. See that everything's still working. Okay, we can beat that level. We go to a new level. And we get sheep. Nice. Okay, so we could do this basically forever. Okay. And it wouldn't matter how many times. Oh, interesting. After you die, you can't control anymore. That's interesting. I wonder why that happens. Maybe it despawns too many things. So that's something that needs fixing, but never mind. We have fixed the replayability of levels to a large extent. Spawn new levels correctly. Okay. And how do we stop when the player dies? Does the same thing happen, I wonder, when you die after you've been hit? In fact, I don't even know what happens. I bet that's what's going on. I bet just in general, when you despawn the player, we never respawn it. So we have a falling state. Which is called go bye-bye. If not falling, timer tick, time delta finished. We'd keep transforming, that's fine. Then we falling timer reset and next state set, game state playing. Now that's probably not right. This is a big module. Run if in state, game state, falling. On enter game state falling, we play the sound. And I wonder if on exit game state falling, we need to respawn the player. No, because we respawn them. Maybe we need to tear down the player, but not the map. Interesting. Does player have a teardown? No. Add systems. On exit, game state falling. Teardown. And probably the same on exit game state swearing. Okay, and then we need a teardown function. Pub function teardown. New commands. And what else am I going to need? A query for the player. Query and player. If okay player equals, actually I need the entity. Player get single then we do commands entity e tear down, no, despawn recursive. We're also going to need, no, we don't need to set the next state because we're on exit here, so that should be fine. All right, let's take a swing at that and see what happens. So basically we just want to die. It's obviously no timer associated with that one. All right, let's fall off instead. Okay, and we've respawned. We can move, which is good, but there are no sheep. So I'm guessing we also need to despawn anything to do with sheep, I suppose. Can't think of any other way of doing it. Let's, first of all, let's Make sure that there's a timer associated with swear. Command spawn sprite bubble. Yeah, sure. But there's no transition to the next state. So we could use falling timer. Rename it to death timer or end. It's not really a death, but I don't know. Yeah, we could reuse falling timer. And just change its name. So we'll add that to the player query and we'll go moot falling timer. With player. Yeah. Moot falling. Oh, moot timer. Player gets single moot. Else return. It does need to be mutable. We got some ads. Okay. So now we need to run the timer. Except we're only running this once. So I'm thinking we might need to do this in a separate function. Yeah. Yeah, this needs to be a separate function. Something like pub fn exit or just swear timer. I don't know. Next state it's going to need and the timers. So query mute player query and mute falling timer, swear timer. I mean, he's swearing because he got caught by a sheep, right? And I need a timer to see how long that state lasts. What would you call it? Falling timer with player. And then we need next state. Makes sense, yeah. This is crazy kind of sense, but still sense. Resmute. Next state. Game state. We got ads. And what was the other thing? Oh, the timer, just time. So time, res time. And then this can come out. Yeah, okay. And then this is something of the order of f. Oh, we need the query, so f let okay. Mute timer equals player Mute. If not timer tick time delta. This is annoying. The FFI isn't creating bindings for any of the C macros. What's an FFI? Finished. Return. And then it's just next state foreign function interface. Okay, to a different language, different runtime. Next state set game state. So you can talk to other languages with Rust. Huh, I didn't know it was called that. Game state. Wait, which one am I transitioning to? I'm in swear. I need to go back to playing. Okay, but I also need to despawn things. But we're already doing that. The part that does it is called bindgen. Yeah, I'd heard about bindgen. Okay. So now we need to actually use that. Excuse me. Add systems. Update. Swear timer. Run if in state. Game state. Swearing. Okay. So I'm running a timer and then it exits the timer and then on exit we do tear down. It's just crazy enough to work. I need to get caught, right? Okay, so a couple of problems. The bugger doesn't go away and the sheep doesn't despawn so much as it just keeps going. Okay, so a few problems, but that's okay, we can get there. Do we need to, do sheep get tagged with on level? They probably don't, right? So I wonder if we need to despawn all enemies and whether... Despawn! Despawn all enemies! I'm going to have to make you a game that just despawns all enemies. I like how it's a kind of version. They just say bugger and carry on. I wonder if you capture the sheep, if all the wool should get shorn off them or something. Okay, so tear down just tears down things with player. That's not sufficient. We also would need to tear down sheep. But what happens if the level's full of enemies? Like, how many enemy types are we going to have? Yeah, I guess maybe we do need sheep. There's probably a limited number of enemies we'll need to get rid of. It's probably quite manageable, he said naively. Oh, what's your problem? Cannot find type sheep. Well, you need to find type sheep. I'm sorry, but it's important. Okay, what is a bee? Oh, that's a debug. That's annoying. reminds me, I need to get the debugger working again. And if let, no, actually we'll need to for en sheep iter mute. Probably doesn't need to be mutable. Commands entity despawn recursive. Okay, so, and we also need to despawn the, we don't want to despawn on level, but we do want to despawn the speech balloon. So we need to tag that with something. So I guess speech bubble. Derive component pub struct speech bubble. The things we do. You've come to numbat at me. I don't know how to feel about that. But I'm glad that you have. Okay, speech balloon, speech bubble, speech balloon. I need to come up with consistent naming for these things. You should feel honored by the touch of the numbat. I fear it's numbati caress. Speech bubble. We'll need consistent naming. Query entity with speech bubble. What is that emoji? Okay. Entity with speech bubble. Cool. So it's endangered. The number has no beef with anyone except the 20,000 termites it eats per day. Wait. This isn't a real thing, is it? I'm going to look it up. If it's a real thing, I'm impressed. But I bet it's not. It is! Oh, it's so cute. Zoo cookery aids? Oh, wait, they're not cooking the numbat. They're feeding it. All right, cool. Oh, it's cute. It's a lot like that tiny little thing with the giant ears. Like a, not a zebu. Tiny rat, giant ears. No, those are cartoons. I think it might be one of these. Sorry for the flashbang. Oh, go away. What are they called? Oh my god, with the flashbangs. I don't want to continue. Well, I do want to continue reading for free, but I don't want your pop-up while I'm doing it. God damn it. This is the thing I'm thinking of. I just can't remember what it's called. Quora presumably won't give me pop-ups. Even walls have ears? What is the search? These bullshit results. Just give me the name of the animal. I'm so sorry, Fuzzy. I need to know. I have to know. Oh, this one's not even going to load. Somebody just give me the name. Ah, jerboa. That's what it's called. Okay. Jerboa. Yeah, there it is. It's a jerboa. Okay, so numbats and jerboas. Got it. I understand now. I do apologize for the flashbangs. I need to find a way to mitigate that shit. Like if the in the overlay, if the background texture turns anywhere near FFFF, then you just smash a big opaque layer in front of it or something. So did you just generate a numbat emote today? Yeah, I need like a tint. That's right. Okay, so despawn. Yeah, so despawn those, and I don't see why there would be more than one speech bubble. So let's go if let OK e equals. Just did it now. I'm talented like that. You are extremely. I wish I could just come up with gerbils on the spot. I mean, not gerbils, numbats. It's an important distinction. Get single commands entity despawn. I need to come up with a limit because did you see the size of that hint page or autocomplete page? Look at this shit. I don't need that shit. I've gotten kind of adjusted to it, but god damn, limit it to 10 lines or something. Good grief. Ridiculous. I think I need a gerbil emote. I think you're probably right, but I'd have to make it like a stone elemental gerbil. I'm not sure if it would be on brand. I think the numbat would win, but the gerbil is smart and it's agile, so maybe. Entity e despawn recursive. Okay, hopefully the bugger should be gone now. And I mean that in the most literal sense. Be able to go into Finis's Steam and stream and gerbil them. I didn't know it was a verb. Okay, let's see if we get... First of all, does the bugger disappear? Okay, 3. Nope. No, it doesn't. But the sheep did, so that's good. However, the sheep is... If I can numbat, then people can gerbil. Exactly. The sheep is not reappearing, which is somewhat concerning. And the bugger definitely hasn't despawned. So we got a problem there, and I know why. It's because we never tagged it. There we go. That'll sort that one out. Now, why wouldn't the sheep respawn? Are we not transitioning? We're tearing down, and we should be transitioning back to game state playing. And in game state playing, sheep should start spawning again. Removed all instances of sheep and keeping all instances of bugger. I don't think that's what people think people in New Zealand actually do, for what it's worth. I think they think that the two go hand in hand. Okay. Bugger. All right. 3. Respawn. Hey, it went away. Nice. But no sheep. Now what happens when I finish the level? And then I respawn. Do the sheep start spawning? Yes. Interesting. Okay. So there's a step I'm missing somewhere. Oh, I know what it is. They only start spawning in next level. No, wait. Just don't bugger the sheep. Well, that's what I'm saying. These are the assumptions people make about Kiwis. Okay. What am I missing? What triggers the start of... Oh, I know what it is. It's that timer. It has to be despawned or reset. I wonder if I just need... rather than in sheep, we've got this spawn timer, which isn't attached to anything else. And I think we need to despawn it. We either need to despawn it or we need to reset it on enter game state playing init, and we create that. But if it's already there, that's going to fail, and I think that's what's happening. So we either need to despawn it every time the player dies. I think it's probably what we're going to have to do. But it's just going to be a pain in the ass because we're going to have to despawn. We're going to have to despawn basically every enemy timer. But maybe that's what we'll have to do. What on earth is that doing there? Okay, so cool. So next state, game state swearing, and despawn the sheep spawn timer. So tile pos with sheep, but unfortunately the timer's not associated with. So we need a sheep spawn timer query. Actually, no, it'd be much better to do it in the teardown. There. Sheep spawn timer query. Fanny, do you know what a gerbo is? Or a numbat? Query and mute sheep spawn timer. Actually, we probably don't even need with sheep spawn timer, and we'll go entity. And we'll just remove it. If let OK e equals sheep spawn timer get single commands, and maybe if we have all these timers that need to be reset, we can just tag them all with like removal timers or something like that and just get rid of them all in one. Commands entity e despawn recursive. Okay, cool. Let's try again. Okay, so we get hit by a sheep. Bugger. 2, 3, reset. Come on, yes, sheep. Okay, good, we're back. So get hit by a sheep, bugger, 2, 3, reset. Don't get hit by a sheep. Finish level. Reset. Don't get hit by a sheep. Fall off. Reset. Sheep. Nice. Okay, so we always get sheep back. Cool. That means the game is pretty much infinitely playable now. That fall off sound is a string bass slide. That's all I could find. Okay, great. So now the game can basically be played infinitely. Cool. All right. Of course, you can never lose, but you know, baby steps, baby steps. Oh no, I buggered. Okay, so we need to commit that. Always restart sheep and player spawns. Okay. So that's... it matches so well, but the game sounds disappointed. Yeah. So the next thing would be a life counter. I think the original game just gave you 3, and I see no reason to change that. So in player, we need a resource. Unless we have... We'll probably have some kind of stats resource. I don't know if you really need it. So derive debug resource pub struct lives, or just stats, because I might want to put score in there. Maybe lives starts at player... Oh no, that'll be U32, and we can put score in at U32, and we'll init the resource. Init resource stats. Init resource stats, that's all we need. Consider annotating with default. Sure, that seems reasonable. And then we want to set it in init, and we'll go with const player lives u32 equals 3. Then we'll find the init function. Long init function, blah blah blah, blah 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 blah. Stats lives player lives score is default. So actually we'll just do default. Cool. What's your problem? Blah is not a bundle. Why would it be a bundle? Oh wait, it's a resource, therefore... Huh. You don't put resources in there. You don't put resources in where components are supposed to be, basically. So actually this doesn't need to be a resource. It can just be a component. A sensible little component. You still want me to make a default? Sure, why not? I live to make you happy, little hints thing. Does not need to be mutable. Why? Oh, this looks wrong. Oh, no, it's not. There we go. All right. So now we got lives. And we need to, every time the player expires or, you know, collides with a sheep, which it might not mean death, it might just mean, you know, meh. We need to subtract life. And if we get to 0, then instead of transitioning to game state playing, we transition to menu. All right, so swearing. Game state swearing, because you have to have a game state swearing. And next state set. Yeah. So we got the player query, which is good because we already have it. And then we go and mute stats. Let mute state equals game state playing. If stats lives is greater than 0, is 1. Hang on. 3 to 1, 3 to 2 is 1, 2 to 1 is 1. Yeah, you have 3 lives. Yeah. So if you have 3, you have 3. If you have 2, you've got 2. Yeah, that's right. Maths. State equals game state. Is it over? I think it's game state over or game state menu. I can't remember. And then next state set state. And what is your beef? That's what your beef is. That is the beef that you have. Stats lives minus equal 1. That is the beef that you have. Okay, so we should now be able to collide with a sheep 3 times only. And we should do the same thing in falling, which is code duplication, but you know, who gives a shit? Go bye-bye. Okay, so go bye-bye, falling timer reset. And we want the player query to include stats. Blah, 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 blah. Mute stats. Yeah. That looks pretty similar to what I was hoping for. A little bit of minor code duplication, but we will live with it. Oh, I need to not init that resource as well. Oh, we got ads. That is not a resource. I need a slurp. Excuse me. Okay. Okay, first of all, we'll do falling. And there should be 2 lives left. Should be 1 life left. And it didn't do what I'd hoped. Damn. Okay, bummer. I wonder if it's because the player is getting torn down. I bet that's it. Yeah, so it never gets to 0. Okay, cool. So I can't do that. I need to keep it somewhere else, not in the player. And that means probably using a resource. So I was right the first time. Okay. So give me the resource back. Damn it. Stats is not a component, it's a resource. And that needs to happen really right at the start, maybe during loading. Yeah, I think it does actually. So in loading, app add loading state new. Actually, it could happen on exit game state menu. That would be a thing. Yeah, I don't see why not. Or just on enter, run F1 once on enter game state. Yeah, maybe we could do that. So get rid of sheep, get rid of that. Get rid of that and that. Okay. So we init the resource and then what about add systems on enter game state playing init, but also init stats run if run once. What? Is that supposed to be a function? No. Oh, init stats doesn't exist yet. That's probably the problem. Okay, so pub function init stats. I couldn't even tell you what needs to go in there. And then init resource. There's two ways. You can either use that init resource thing or you can put it in a function. I can't remember which one I want. Resources, resources, resources. Okay, blah, blah, blah. No, I don't want built-in resources. I want custom resources. Here we go. Accessing them, managing them. Meant to always exist from the start? Yeah. You can insert resource and you can insert resource, init resource. Provide the default value and implement default. Nice. Okay, let's do that. I like that. All right, so where's my stats function? What? No. What's happening? There we go. All right, so we need this back. I don't need an init stats anymore. I do need an init resource. Okay, and then what is going on? Have I mucked up the format somehow? Come back to that one. In the meantime, default not for starting a level, but for stats. And function self, we should return stats, lives. We've got a player lives and score 0. Conflicting implementations. Really? I have more than one? Doesn't satisfy component. That's because I'm not using it as a component. Let's get rid of that. First implementation here. Oh yeah, we need to stop querying it out of the player. That's certainly one good thing we could do. And then we would need to put it in it, get it out of its resource. So mute stats is res mute stats. And this, same deal. Mute stats, res mute stats. Okay, now what's going on? Still conflicting. Where's the second implementation? Is it because they're U32s? I'm confused. Oh, is it because I derived default? Yes, that's what it was. So it was trying to do it twice. I understand. Okay. Cool. So now we should be checking stats. So let's, without despawning it every time. I think that's right. Let's give it a crack. I don't know what it would do. Yeah, well, we'll find out. Okay. I think we might also need to reset it when we start a new game. Okay, 1 death. 2 deaths. 3 deaths. Hey, nice. We don't despawn, but it still works. Okay, what happens if we restart? Nothing. The player's not there. Okay, cool. Getting there. What's the time? After 10, I should finish up soon. Okay. What about, does the same thing work when we collide with the sheep? That's 1. There's an open GitHub issue for C macros and BindGen. Been open since 2017. Oh no, help wanted. Yikes. Well, I mean, now you know. Hey, we got to play. Cool, so that works. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like it's just waiting for you. Yeah. It means it's a bastard and nobody's been game to tackle it. Okay, so we need to despawn when that happens, and we're moving on enter game state menu. We need to despawn everything. Am I anyone? Absolutely. Absolutely, you are. You're also someone and anyone simultaneously. Init stats needs to go away. And then on enter game state menu, we need to do some cleanup. Setup menu, but also tear down. And then fn tear down. Actually, can probably just use the tear down function from player for now, and we'll clean all that up in post. Import, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so tearing down. And also everything in on level. Entity with on level. Actually, I could probably have one giant query with or with kind of thing, but you know, let's just take it one step at a time, get it working, and then we'll make it good. For en on level issue commands entity e despawn recursive. Test that. Nice, but do we play again? Oh, we do. Let's make sure that's repeatable. Uh-oh. Oh boy, okay. Attempted to subtract with overflow. Interesting. Wonder what it's subtracting from. I wonder if that was the the life counter, or the transform. I don't see why it would be the transform. Wait for a sheep. There's a sheep. Wait for another sheep. There's another sheep. End the game. Restart the game. And we crash. Nice. And I know why too. we did not reset the resource. So we need the resource for on the way out, when we click that button, or even just on exit menu, game state menu, cleanup menu, but also stats, res, mute, stats, stats lives equals player lives, which comes out of create player or mod player. Undeclared, you say? A struct with a similar name exists. Pretty sure it's called player lives. Oh god. What is with this camera? Thank you. I would love to know what causes this. It's like it stops buffering or something. It's probably very much a Linux thing. Okay. So why? Why can't it find player lives? I can find player lives. It's in player. Time to change distros. No way, man. Does it create player lives? I'm so confused. Why can't it find that value? Oh, it's not exported probably. Yeah. Huh. Okay, good to know. What is the problem here? Cannot find time stats. It's should be mutable. No, it's not. No. Oh. Of course it's private. Get it together, Basie. Okay, so that should reset things. Let's try again. Hey, Wolfric, how you doing? It's going pretty well. We've got game states resetting and oh, we've tuned up in the wrong window, but never mind. Global everything, damn it. Hey, it's in module scope. Well, no, it's not really. It's in crate scope. Okay, so let's see. We die once. We wait for a sheep. Bugger. That's twice. Oh. I think I jumped off before. Oh, that was, yeah, there's some timing issues there. I guess I should disable the keys when the death occurs, but never mind. Okay, so we replay and we try death and hope that we don't crash. And we don't. Nice. Okay. One more time. And then wait for a sheep. And we end the game. And we can start the game. Hopefully win. Go away. No! No. Shoot. Okay. Don't get me, sheep. Go away. Get lost, sheep. I hate sheep. I don't hate sheep. Okay. And then say I make a mistake. And it's game over. Cool. Well, that seems like a pretty good stopping point to me. I will run a build. And by the way, this can be played on itch, although I'll need to run the build first. But I'll drop the link in a sec. Okay, so working life counter game resets. Commit that shit. And we'll get the build started. Release flow. Run workflow. And I have no idea what version we're up to, but I think we'll go for a new minor version. Run workflow. And that should build. Waiting. There we go. Once build web finishes, I will upload it. And it is that's Hex Life, sorry for the flashbang. Dashboard. Kiwibert. Secret URL. There we go. So as soon as I've uploaded the new version, that'll be there. And there's no way to set a high score yet, but we'll get there. Let's see who's on so we can rate out. Era Axie. There's all kinds of people going, oh, we should go and visit Dan Garrett. Cool. Awesome. Hey, thanks for hanging out, team. Appreciate it. Dan Garrett. And we'll see you again potentially tomorrow. If not tomorrow, then Saturday. Take it easy. Make it move faster and make the damage that it causes and takes